like a dump truck. If you're having fun in the club, throw your pumps up. All my ballers in the building, throw your ones up. If you ain't throwing no money, then get your funds up. After what her name is, said I'm not a nigga, and a real big booty and some real big. Say she don't really come out to the city, cause she a country girl and she like to get busy. She got a good job and she say she's 24. Said okay, then shawty hit the floor. And I was like, whoa. Then I threw some ones just to let shawty know, just to let shawty know that I'm
running in it like a crash dump. Bending over, touch the toe, shake that for the shape. Off that on the floor, bring it back up. Hit the split on the shot it at that. Bring it back, 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 bring it back. You can add, 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 you can add.
Listen to this track.
Girl, the way you move it, got me in a trance. DJ turn me up, ladies get so jam. I'ma sip my Moscato, you gon' want my face, and I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor, I love the way you do it, girl. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move it up and see the boys
In your jeans, Ken Wale B, Ken Roscoe Ski. Long hair, she don't care. When she walks, she gets this. Brown skin or a yellow bone. DJ, this my favorite song, so I'ma make it thunderstorm. Blood, want it, block a hell. Flow it, it, I don't care. Guesses flying everywhere. Got my partner Roscoe like, bro, I'm drunk in hell. Can't you tell? Lose 70 bands that fit this stat so fucking well. I'm tryna hit a hotel with two girls, that's Wallow. Take this, but I'm still pay Moscato, got a freaky. Hey, you got me in the trance. Please take off your pants. Pop up on the handstand, you got me sweating. Please let's be a fan. Damn.
Girl, the way you move it, got me in a trance. DJ turn me up, ladies get so jam. I'ma sip my Moscato, you gon' want my face, and I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor, I love the way you do it, girl. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move it while I see the boys
She said, look my no hands. She said, look my no hands and no darling. I don't dance and I'm with Roscoe. I'm with Walker. I think I deserve a chance. I'm a bad mother. Going at some motherfuckers, a young handsome mother. I sling that wood, I just nunchuck them. And who you with? And what's your name? And you not here, boo? I'm Wale. And that DC, I rap all day. And my eyes red cause of all that haze. Don't blow my high, let me shine. Drama on the beat, let me take my time. One beat, we can take it outside. Fuckin' what, bro? These lame minders. You out your mind, you out your league. I sweat no bitches, sweat out weeds. Wear out tracks, let me do my thing. I got 16 for this Roscoe thing, but I'm almost done. Let me get back to it. Whole lot of loud in a low backwood. Whole lot of money, big tip I would. I put on the train, little engine could. Wale.
Girl, the way you move it, got me in a trance. DJ turn me up, ladies get so jam. I'ma sip my Moscato, you gon' want my face, and I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor, I love the way you do it, girl. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move and up and see the boys R-O-S-E-O, we Mr. Shawty, put it on me. Please, I be going ham. Shorty upgrade from bologna. Please, them niggas tipping good, girl, but I can make it flush. Cause I walk around with pockets that are bigger than my butts. Whoa! Rain, go away. That's what all my haters say. My pocket's stuck on overload. My rain never evaporates. No need to elaborate. Those of these ducks exaggerate. But I'ma get money air day stuck. Next might get a chance after me. I'm ballin' like I'm coming off a free throws. It's ahead of the game, no cheat codes. Lambo Roscoe, no street code. Your booty got me lost like Nemo. Go on and do your dance. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Go! Give me my music line. Zone 4, it's a gas. DJ turn me up. Do not turn me down. Just gon' turn me up. Roscoe dance, what's up? What's up? It's out there we all the way turned up. All the way turned up. All the way turned up. All the way turned up.
so I ain't near done ballin'. Hold on, baby, pardon me. Roxanne and Hardy introduced her to my clan. Now she going gnarly. She like my bandana, polo Tropicana, diamond kind of found her. Earring look the channel. Trying bag full of money, shorty call me Santa. I'ma blow the rest of it. Who gon' be the tester? 10 stacks, no lesser. I'm a big blesser. And yeah, that's how my wrist did. I'm posted up, swagged up, chillin' with my rich kid. Hit the mouth and ball out. We ain't gonna stall and we ball when we fight. I swag out of here. My pants must have stuck out through my tag at the ceiling. Hit the mouth and ball out. We ain't gonna stall and we ball when we fight. I swag out of here. My pants must have stuck out through my tag. We been kicking. I swag out a million. I swag through the roof right now, so bustin' through the ceiling. And big bank. My bank account is silly. My bank account is silly, cause it done hit a million. And 26 stacks on my rubber band tie. That's 28. It just sounds so high. They look foolish, I be foolish, I be riding. Hey, I'm a if all the baby whole team 55.
Rockstar swag got them saying gnarly. Big bank rolls going to the trap party. Cars grab the Harley. My swag so retarded. Futuristic, make a fart. You say you do it big, but the kids do it large. And y'all second string, my whole clique team started. My money's on earth, but my swag way far. A stupid fruity swag make the kids go hard.
Set it up here. Here, I can.
Right here. You got to know we got package extra size.
fresh as I could be. Made it through my situation, ain't I blessed as I could be? Ain't I laughing at me haters trying to take a shot at me? They don't know which way to go, I make it easy, follow me. Honestly, ain't I insane? I think that's the way I gotta be. Ain't I so super fly, boy, ain't nobody hot as me. ATI all on TV when he wake up and go to sleep. Everywhere they notice me, ain't for yourself, just go and see. My community I'm serving, though they hope I don't succeed. Hear me speaking so intrigued, ain't he snitching? No indeed, you come with that common flow, show I have to commandeer. Since I see you can't take over, I just have to volunteer. Hey, ain't I your superior? Listen here, bro, you not up here. I'm so on once it ain't funny. Twice the G that I appear. Make it so loud and clear. Don't be gone for about a year, so paper trail you gotta hear. But ain't I out of here? Hey.
She just like my steezy, now she want the easy, get a room. She gon' hit the beezy, they gon' do her easy. What it do? I be coming through, and my is true. I'm the truth. Who the f are you? I be getting loose to the roof, to the roof. I didn't do me too. Y'all lame. Ain't babe, you can get it tight. What you tryna do? Balenciaga. Sometimes I sit on them push. I'ma move, get the loot. Let me get my phone. I think I plenty. They got plenty. You gon' get you some. I bet you won't.
Hands on your head while you working on the floor. You know the mama choosing as I walk through the door. Coochie head to toe, so you know I'm getting chose. But once I hit her with that flex, she gon' be begging for some more. So watch me work, go ahead, me work, go ahead, me work, go ahead. We got the whole world flexing now. So watch me work, go ahead, me work, go ahead. Hands on my head. Hey, hey, we in that thing. So watch me work, go ahead, me work, go ahead. Hey, hey, we in that thing. It's real easy, it's just put your hands on my head. We in that thing. So watch me work, go ahead. Fix with that flex, with a flex, with a flex. you know we're taking next, but we don't need town boogie. We just dirty down this place.
We ain't taking out reflection now. Everybody working out like an exercise. Chain hanging on the cool just to hurt their eyes. I got that thing on my side to make these weak boys hide. If she ain't body, then I'm kicking her by my ride. Cause time is money and with you, girl, I ain't making it right. So go on flex one time and take it down to the ground. Cause 40 boys be the team representing these teams. So
when I hit it. Girl, move into some booty. I'ma Bobby in a minute. Cause right now I'm about to Frank it to the limit. I've been drinking, now I'm smoking. Snooping, now I'm hoping that I can bust her open with the both wheel motion. I do it all day, I do it just right. I Frank it all goddamn night.
Now don't break one time to the leg. Don't break one time to the right. Tupac of my generation, blue pill in the fucking matrix, red rose in the great pavement, young black trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it, cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated so he get faded, but deep down inside he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity need preparation? I need some real reparations, or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. Some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication,
and homies, 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Trap on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they blurred on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking, mama playing spades, catching papers. Grandma said I get some Jordan for my grades, that's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a lost shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback from major comeback, that's my favorite. My L said you do it song with Nip, Kate I hear better. I said here, man, first you get a words out his lips. About flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4, y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close, man, it's bigger than deuces and foes, man. Since elementary, we get close, man. Get straight like that. I give you the game, go back to the turf and give it right back. For generations, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Prove your dedication by hopping out Grand Ams. I'm at the premiere, politicking with Top Nip and Snoop. Damn, clock watching the way we cool for dedication. If it ain't congratulating, I look like hell. If it ain't congratulating, I look like what Nip said. Hold on. Blah. This ain't entertainment. It's folks on a slave shit. These soldiers and spirituals I swam against the waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates, but can't tame us.
Good evening, Clark Atlanta University. Oh, come on, you all. You all can do better than that. Good evening, Clark Atlanta University. We want to welcome you to the beautiful campus of Clark Atlanta University. To my First Lady, Dr. Bacon French, won't you please stand? Okay. To my daughter, Meglin. We are thrilled to be here this evening to present this incredible event. We have a beautiful evening planned for you. And I want to take this moment to thank Netflix for partnering with Clark Atlanta University to present this Path to Power Summit and bringing some of our most esteemed alums back home. Won't you welcome Jackie Reed, Bomani Jones, Candace Rodney, Pinky Cole. Welcome back to campus. These alums have come to enlighten, to encourage, and empower our future leaders of this great university. To get things started, it is my honor to introduce you to our moderator for the evening. Van Lathan is the producer of the Oscar Award-winning film, Two Distant Strangers, and he is 1/3 of the production company 6 Feet Over. He is an established host and media personality, and his passion for topics such as sports and entertainment, news, and pop culture comes across in his insightful conversations on the podcast series At the Ringer. Clark Atlanta University. Again, let's give our guest moderator, Van Lathan, a warm Clark Atlanta University welcome.
What's up? How y'all doing? I'm doing fantastic, sister. Nobody ever asked me that when I'm up here. Thank you for black women. First of all, I didn't go here. I didn't go to Clark, and I'm here now. This is my first time at Clark Atlanta. I can still come? You say it's still open? Can I still pledge and do all of that? I went to Southern University. I'll be out. Grambling State. All right, we got to go ahead and get it started now. I would like to thank Netflix. I'd like to thank Clark Atlanta for bringing me out here. I'd like to thank everyone involved in putting this together. This is going to be an amazing event, like your president said. Colin in Black and White is a very important show. It examines the early life of someone that you guys all know, Colin Kaepernick, somebody who had to learn how to access their power through sports and, through different lessons in their life. And I watched the show. I was absolutely floored by it. I think it's a really important part of Colin's life that he's telling right now, and I'm anxious for everyone to see it. I want to ask you guys right now, who here has seen Colin in black and white? Make some noise if you have. Okay, so we're gonna do it again, and then I want you to lie and act like you saw it, even if you didn't see it. Because I don't know if the people from Netflix are here and we all trying to secure different bags. Okay, so one more time. So, who here saw Colin in black and white? See? Now we got our money up. You see what I'm saying? All right, so in case you didn't see it though, we're gonna give you guys a treat right now. We're gonna run the trailer for you to entice you to spend some time this weekend or whenever you can binging the show. Here it is, the trailer for Colin in black and white.
But always ours. When we're young, we're told that the world is ours, that we should figure out our path and take our shot. Then one day, we realize that the game we're playing is someone else's. In this game, we can't speak our truth. In this game, it feels like the only choice we have is theirs. But we can change the game. We can write new rules, radiate our joy, take back our power, and find our purpose. That's our path. Believe in your path. And by doing that, we can become who we're destined to be.
Pretty powerful stuff. Now, I've seen the entire show. The show is amazingly well made. Ava DuVernay, Michael Starberry, a lot of first-rate creatives are behind the creation of the show. But one thing that struck me when watching it was the debut, at least for me, of a brand new talent. He plays young Colin Kaepernick in this show, and he is absolutely fantastic. It's a nuanced performance, a performance that really requires a lot of emotional weight from the actor and an understanding of some of the things that was getting in Cap's head that young. The young man's name is Jaden Michael, and I am very happy to have him with us tonight. And I'm going to introduce Jaden right now so we can talk to him a little bit about it.
Sorry, guys.
Yo.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Jaden, you a Braves fan?
For today.
He like, nah, I just know where I'm at.
Nah, I'm a Yankees fan.
Right. Nah, I'm with it. So let's start at the beginning. What was your experience being selected to play this career-defining role? This is Colin Kaepernick. This is someone that there's been so much discussion about, so much talk about. How was that for you? How did all of this become a reality for you? How did you get this?
It was a normal auditioning process. You know, for COVID at least, we were in the middle of lockdown and quarantine, so you know, self-tapes, and I'm not the best with self-tapes, so Ava was making fun of my lighting situation. Thanks, Mom. But yeah, I sent in the tapes, and then they wanted to see a physicality test, basically just trying to make sure I can actually move, because you can't tell that over Zoom. And yeah, it was scary at first. It's daunting to try and play someone as idolized for me, like Colin, but also as polarizing and monstrous and atomized, like Colin is for other people. And to me, that was scary to approach such a polarizing conversation. But the more I started thinking about what it meant to stand up against that, if I felt unwilling to tell my own story on the screen, then that only sheds light to how important it is to have the conversation.
Fantastic. Give it up for that. Points. How old are you?
I turned 18 less than a month ago.
Oh, you been here before? All poised, old soul. Oh.
Thank you.
So you get the role. Now you know it's going to happen. It's a reality now. Was there anything special that you had to do to prepare yourself to embody someone who so many people knew?
I mean, for one, I had to figure out how to play team sports, right? I was skateboarding growing up, but, and I played like pickup games of basketball, but I never was coordinated in any of those sports. So the first 2 months before shooting was just trying to learn 18 years of sports in 2 months. But I also thought it was important to find Colin in young Colin, and so I was watching a lot of his archival footage from when he was a teenager, when he was a kid, and you know, watching his interviews that exist on YouTube, the little of them that exist, and just really trying to see his mannerisms, the way he moved his face, his cadence, his thought process, and you know, really trying to feel like him and his personality. To me, that was important because, you know, never before have you seen the actual person sharing the screen of their own show. So, you know, all of your mistakes are highlighted because the audience can see the real person in the next scene. So all those things were important to me. And the show is also about Colin finding his voice. So as the show goes on, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I turn up the knob as far as how much Colin he sounds like. And it's just Colin finding his voice through the situations and hurdles he has to jump over.
Yeah. So my partner in my company, 6 Feet Over, Nick May, is here. His sister is the amazingly talented Ava DuVernay. All right. Y'all can clap for Ava. Y'all can clap whenever y'all want. Ava. We family, we gotta loosen up. Clap whenever you want. This ain't Squid Games, you know? Just let it out, let it flow. Clap for Ava. I know Ava, love Ava. She's been something like a mentor to me. What is it like? I've never worked with her as closely as you did. What was it like your first time working with somebody? Selma, When They See Us, 13th, all these amazing projects that she's been a part of, such an integral part of the culture. What was that like for you?
I'm gonna start all the way back. I started acting when I was 3, so I've been doing this for like 15 years now.
Word.
And through my many years of experience, I've had the pleasure to work with a lot of great directors and creators like Baz Luhrmann and Todd Haynes and Jim Jarmusch, people who I even consider mentors, and never have I felt the same kind of family and energy and freedom to experiment with the character. I mean, Ava basically said, figure it out, you know, and for me that was important. I never really had an opportunity to really dive in that way. And it was a beautiful experience. And not to mention the way that Array hires mainly people of color to be a part of crew in order to give them more opportunities and to have more job experience. It made set feel like family because everyone looked like you. And to me, again, 15 years and the first time I ever seen a black person in sound department. And, you know, I never put that together when I was going through it, but now that I'm noticing the disparity, it's heinous. But I mean, it takes people like Ava and Colin to be brave enough to break down those boundaries.
Yeah.
There's a teleprompter over there.
So, there's like a lot about Colin Kaepernick that we don't know or we didn't know that we learned in this series. For a lot of people, Cap started off as a great football player that captivated everyone's imaginations as he led the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl.
And then he turned black.
Right. He became a lightning rod after he decided to stand up for us in the most public of ways. But this, for a lot of people, is going to be the first time they learn about the ins and outs of his personal life and what led to Colin Kaepernick becoming Colin Kaepernick. What did you learn about Colin Kaepernick throughout the making of this?
I mean, I gotta say, sure, I was 13 when he knelt, but I was heavily involved in politics. You know, I was giving speeches at the United Nations and with UNICEF as an ambassador, and I thought it was important to use your platform for change, for positive change.
Wait, what? Go back. You were. I think they didn't have that in the little information thing.
Yeah.
You were doing speeches at the United Nations.
Yeah, speaking in front of the president of the United Nations and to 80+ delegates in the ECOSOC chamber,
At
trying
what age?
to 13, just trying to get more opportunities for. Anyway, long story. So I was just saying.
No, don't long story that. Just go ahead and have your moment, bro, because you dropped it on me just that. I didn't ask you nothing about the United Nations. Now, I was at 13. I was playing Sega Genesis. You out there with it. That's amazing, man.
I mean, I was playing Wii Sports, but, you know,
Also
on the
at the
side.
United
I was
Nations.
hustling on the side.
Right.
But no, I always thought it was important to use your platform for good, if you had any sort of influence. And Colin was the embodiment of that, speaking up for something bigger than himself. And, you know, at the time, I'm biracial. I wasn't as connected to my black side, especially at the time. And I didn't completely understand the context of what he was speaking up for, but I did understand the respect he deserved for what he was standing up for. And I thought I knew everything I could know about Colin because I saw his 2014 career and I saw him kneel. So what more do I need to know about this person? And I think the media has an incredible way of idolizing people in that way and making them seem greater than life. And you know everything about them because you saw their Instagram post. And through the story, I realized how much I didn't know about these people that I idolized, and especially about Colin. I didn't know he was adopted. I didn't know he was, you know, where he came from. I didn't know he was raised in a white society and had to push those boundaries. And all of those things only made me respect him more for what he put on the line.
Did you learn anything about yourself through the portrayal of Colin Kaepernick in the show?
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, once I was 16, I'm very connected with my Latin side. We speak Spanish at home. I spend time with the Spanish side of my family almost every week. But again, I felt this disparity of my black side, and it is a side of me that I need to embrace. And at 16, even 15, I started to feel sort of like I was missing something. And especially at 16, I started feeling different because now I'm spending more time on my own. And I start noticing that people aren't treating me the same way because my mom isn't standing next to me. Now I'm not that cute kid who shops at J. Crew anymore. I'm the kid who's walking in the street and, you know, sort of becomes public enemy. And those things started to bother me, but I didn't know how to contextualize it. And it wasn't until I started working on Colin and reading Colin's story that I was able to put those buttons together and realize, oh wow, a lot of what I've been guilting myself for over the past 15 years haven't really been my fault.
Right. So you're on the beginning of a beautiful journey, and it's amazing. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Just come on down there, 2 weeks. We'll catch you up like 13 years.
Please.
We'll do all kinds of stuff.
I want to go to New Orleans, get some gumbo.
Yeah. After a couple of, you're going to be like, okay, that's enough. All right. Now, as far as it relates to the communities that Colin Kaepernick sort of speaks to, the show in and of itself has already made some waves for some of the things that Colin says in the show. You know, there's I I would encourage everyone to watch the show. The very first scene in the show is Colin Kaepernick addressing camera. Yeah, see? Where he compares the NFL Combine to a slave auction. And this is not a novel comparison. People have made it before. But the power in which the show articulates the point, cuts all the fat out of it and gets right to it in a way that I haven't seen captured on camera before. Okay, and that's going to speak directly to a lot of people. Do you in your life now feel the responsibility not to be Colin Kaepernick, because you're not Colin Kaepernick?
I've had some interesting people come up to me like, "Hello, Colin Kaepernick. It's so nice to meet you." I'm like, "Sir, please calm down."
You just play him on television. Excuse me, but you're not Colin Kaepernick. But do you feel more of a connection and a willingness to be involved with some of the communities that he speaks to from your experience on the show and the part that you played on the show?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think now I'm passionate about it. Coming into my adulthood, I'm passionate about learning more about where I come from, what are these roots, why do I feel the way I do, and similarly to how Colin experienced his blackness, I would say. I don't think it was the same, and I think there were a lot of things I had to pull from in order to truly feel like Colin, but from a general standpoint, I would say we are experiencing blackness for the first time in a similar way. And the fact that there are multiple generations of people complaining about the same issues of race and alienation, and each time this conversation comes up, there's a continued wave or shock wave or pushback from other groups, only lends the truth to the fact that there is an issue. There shouldn't be pushback if people are complaining for 200 years.
Oh, wow. Absolutely. So last question for you, and Colin in Black and White is streaming right now on Netflix, but the last one is just like a flex. You got a hit. Y'all came out here, the show is a hit. The show is doing well, it's trending well. You out here, you are exploded onto the world. How does it feel, you know, to be on top? Like, what's next? Where can we see you? What do you want to do? What are the goals in the career of Jaden Michael?
I actually haven't seen the show yet. I refuse to watch myself. I saw the first episode, but I haven't really seen any of the other episodes.
I just got on them because some of them didn't. Well, yeah. See how they say you can't watch yourself. All right, I get that. I get that. I love watching myself.
I just feel like
I watch the Kanye thing all the time. I'm like, go man.
I just feel like, you know, you did the work, you put in the effort, and there's nothing you can change after it's on the screen. So
amazing, amazing. You guys, bright young talent. Give it up for Jaden.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We continue on with the evening. We have a fantastic panel coming up for you guys. A really amazing panel. Now, like I said, all of these people, Clark Atlanta University alums, you guys have a really impressive alumni group. I'm actually a little bit jealous of that. But, ooh, you know what? Y'all lively. Y'all giving me that, you know, like, just keep it real with you guys. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm at home right now. Like, it's good to be in the energy with black people, man. You know, we black, it's Thursday. I'm from LA. When this many black people get together in LA, that means that something's gone terribly wrong. But no, this panel, I'm very excited. There are a lot of diverse voices here. All of those voices are connected by the fact that they went to Clark Atlanta University. But when we say path to power, it's a very important statement. In my opinion, and I know that for those who are uninitiated or those who got a little bit of that other thing with them, the term black power is scary to them. But in my opinion, black power is the only way that we get to what it is that we want to be in America. We have to have power economically, power politically, power socially, and we have to have the power of love for one another. And that might be the most important thing. So when I hear path to power and I hear people talk about accessing that, I get really, really excited. You know, there are a lot of messages that you're going to hear while you're here or while you're anywhere else. But owning and controlling your dreams, your drive, and your talent, that's power to me. And you're going to hear from some people right now who are going to tell you how you are able to do that. Now, I am going to do something that Mario should never do. I'm going to read something off of his phone, because that's why I have the intros to this. Y'all, I wouldn't be me if I wasn't just a little bit trifling. Okay, first off, we have Jackie Reed, Emmy-winning multimedia journalist and creator of Vegan Sexy Cool.
Trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me.
She is all on the COVID protocols too. You can sit here? Okay, I'll sit over here. Next, we have Pinky Cole, founder.
Hey, y'all. C-L-A-R-K-A-T-L-E-T-A-U University C-A-U. I always wanted to do that. Hey, y'all.
Well, y'all, she needs no introduction. I know who she is. She's the founder of Slutty Vegan. We also have my man, Bomani Jones, ESPN's expert analyst and star. Y'all elbow bumping me like we wasn't hugging backstage. And last, we have, but not least, certainly, we have Candace Rodney, the president of Dreamville. You guys can all sit down.
Bad things.
Like, that's amazing. I was talking about, I'm very impressed with Clark, man. Like, seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, very impressed with Clark.
Yes.
That's a new one. I like that.
That's a new one. I like that. We didn't have that. I need the lights up.
We would have loved to have participated with you, but nobody had come up with that. Y'all
gotta teach us that.
Now, obviously, you guys are all successful in your own right and some of the things that you've done. I'm gonna go off script a little bit, and I'm gonna start with Candace and just move around. There are a lot of people out here that want the blueprint to success, the blueprint to power. And I always feel like most people have a mantra, most people have something that they stick to in order to figure out how to access themselves and then what it is about themselves that makes them successful. So I'm gonna start off with you, someone who's so important in dictating the culture that we're all a part of right now. Dreamville is such a huge brand and such an amazing artist collective and label. Like, what do you feel it was about yourself that allowed you to go out and forge the road that you did?
Well, that's such a good question. There's so many things. I think I posted about this today, actually. I look for things that have soul in it, so whether that's the creative, whether that's the people that I work with, whether that's the mission or the impact or the objective of what we're doing. We always try to find things that are at this intersection of art and of culture and of impact. Our team, we're incredibly collaborative. We collaborate with each other. We play well with others. And we try to find things that we know feels purposeful and authentic to us. That's something that I've always followed in my career, and I'm happy to work at an organization where that's at its core.
Oh, wow, wow. So, Bomani, for you, millions of people see you all the time, and millions more will be seeing you very, very soon. Congratulations on Bomani's got some professional news. He's got some new stuff coming. Give it up for Bomani Jones, you guys. About to be a huge,
Did you actually
start.
tell them what the new thing is, though?
Oh, go tell them. You got to tell them what the new thing is.
2022, we are going to do a show on HBO called Game Theory with Bomani Jones. Late night.
HBO. So when you guys be on in the Twitter DMs asking people for money, don't ask me. Ask Bo. HBO money. So I've watched you. We've been friends for a while. I've watched you challenge the status quo in a lot of ways. I guess the same question for you. What do you feel it is about Bomani Jones and what it is that you do that allows you to have transcended and become who you are?
I mean, I figured out two things on this early. One, it really takes about as much work to mail it in as it does to do your best, right? Like in terms of like, if you're gonna really do it, if you got something that you decide you're gonna be into, doing it halfway is not really easier, right? It's like, it seems like it because it's lazier, but it's not easier to do, right? Like the real move is to find something that you really enjoy doing and find a way to push that as hard as you can and to max that out. And so the thing for me is I've been knocked down a whole lot of times in the course of doing this, but like the option of staying down, it's not much fun either. You know what I mean? Like all you can do is go. You decide, if you decide what you want to do, you figure out how to go about it. And the thing, I guess, that has helped me more than anything else is I got nothing better to do than to try to do this.
Oh, wow, word, amazing. So, I feel like I know you. I've been hearing about you.
Hey, we friends.
Yeah, I've been hearing about you. Everybody talk, when you go to Atlanta, I know where you gotta go. You gotta go, you gotta try it.
Have y'all been a slutty vegan?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you. So, I mean, you have a nationwide brand. People all over talk about you. That's an incredible accomplishment, sister. So many people try to do that. Let me put it this way. What made it successful for you? One thing that you could impart on people.
Well, there's a couple of things, right? Sure. Can I have story time with y'all right now? Okay. So, first of all, this is my first time back on this stage since being Miss Clark Atlanta University. I want to make that clear. So, this is bigger than a panel for me. Like, it's like a real homecoming. Like, I've been to homecomings, but this is like real deal. So, growing up, I've always had a hustler mentality. Like, I had that winning spirit. While everybody was outside playing, I'm in the house watching Lifetime with my grandmother. Like, I'm going to win. I'm going to be a star. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be a star. And when I got to Clark Atlanta University and joined Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, no? Okay, nobody? None of y'all? Okay. All right, hey, Soros. And became Miss Clark Atlanta University, what I realized is that I've officially unlocked my potential. And one thing that I've always done very well is be authentic. So whether I'm in a room with a billionaire or whether I'm in a room with some thousandaires, I'm gonna be myself and I'm gonna be the same way. And people appreciate that because they feel like you're tangible, right? When they feel like you're tangible, they want to support anything that you got going on. So I've always been authentic to my core, and that authenticity has allowed me the ability to be able to open up a business and have lines down the block consistently for 3 years, right? That authenticity has allowed me to speak on thought leadership in and around Atlanta and beyond Atlanta, because while Slutty Vegan is in Atlanta, we got a national footprint because of the authenticity that we bring to the table. That's the first one. The second one, and I think that y'all can really carry this too, is I own every single room I'm in. Let me tell you something about confidence. Confidence is key. When you walk in a room, I don't care if you're having a bad day, you hold your head up, because people don't buy products, they don't buy anything that you're selling, they buy into your confidence. You want a really good job? Walk in that interview confident. Right? You want to get like new opportunities? Be totally confident in everything that you do, and I can promise you, you'll be able to achieve your wildest desires. I'm living proof, and I've done it with Slutty Vegan, with Bar Vegan, with the Pinky Code Foundation, with all the big opportunities I have. But it's about confidence and authenticity, and that's why I continue to win.
What do you need me to do? Because I'll do it. God, that's what I'm talking about. You need my vote, you need my bread, whatever you need.
I ain't ready for nothing yet.
Jackie, we're in the same business, essentially. You're doing it at a much higher level than I am, but we're in the same business, essentially. A place where it can be hard to find, craft, and stick to your own voice, where people are consistently trying to tell you what it is that you should say, or trying to tell you a different way for you to say what you think you need to say. In a career of that, how have you dealt with that? How have you accessed your own power to that degree? Like, talk about being in the media a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's really important as soon as possible, and for those of you who are still students, and even those of you who have moved beyond that, I think it's so important, no matter what business you go into, what career path that you choose, it's important to get to know who you are as soon as you can. And I learned that a little bit later than I wish I had, but once I realized it, it was a game changer for me, because I was making my own decisions based on what was real and authentic to me, what made me happy. And so those voices from outside that were trying to tell me who I needed to be, what I needed to be, what I needed to sound like, who I needed to be, I wasn't out there trying to be like anybody else. Success is relative, right? You have to figure out what it is. You know, Bomani said, choosing something, a career path, if you're a hard worker, you're a hard worker, but you want to choose something that you love and enjoy. Everything is not for everybody. So trying to be like this person and that person and, ooh, I want to be like that, so I'm going to grind like that, or I'm going to... No, you got to figure out what's right for you, and you also have to lean into who you are, particularly as women, because it's a different game for us. Those of us who want families, right? You want to have kids, you want to get married. Those things, you have to decide early on, do I really want to do that? When do I want to do that? Because in my business, moving from city to city to city to city, how am I going to do that? You know, I was engaged to be married in Lexington, Kentucky, because at that time I thought, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get married. Thank God that didn't work out. And I moved on to Houston, Texas, and on to bigger things. But I didn't really know who I was and what I really wanted from my life. So when that guy proposed to me, I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're supposed to do. Really, and a lot of women think that way. We're almost trained as young people that marriage and kids, that's absolutely what we're supposed to do. And I realized later in life that it's okay to say, that may not be for me. It may or may not, but it won't be the defining moment in my life. If it is for you, that is okay, but you need to make that decision as soon as you can. Just getting to know myself was the thing that led me onto the path of success that I've had.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, Candace, Jackie touched on something that I want to ask you about. You're the president of Dreamville. You are a black woman with a lot of power and a lot of influence to shape careers, to shape our lives, to shape what we listen to and what we watch. Describe the path of being a black woman and getting to that position of power. What was always, she's deep side. Ooh. Come on.
That's a question, okay. No, I think, so my career started as a lawyer, actually. So I was a lawyer, I practiced law for many years. I repped, athletes, I repped musicians, I repped television shows, I repped brands. And as a lawyer, my job was to put the client first. It wasn't about me. I wasn't really visible. I was often in an office. And the place where my voice came through was on the page, but it was transactional. Like, it was in a contract. It wasn't really me. It was the job in which I was doing. And so when I decided to transition out of law and to really get into more creative-facing role and more of a business-driven, business-first, business-visible role, that was a tough transition because I spent, almost 10 years building a shell for who I thought I needed to be in order to excel at my job. And I did it at the highest level, major studios, record labels, with high-profile artists. But when I made that switch, I had to peel back the onion and do what Jackie did, also late, and figure out who I was and what is my voice and what is it that I can offer to the industry, offer to the art that I was creating that only I can do. Like, what is it about my experiences and who I am and my personal point of view that I can lend to something to where now this feels incredibly universal because it's authentic and true. It's so specific to me because now Candace and who she is and her voice is coming through, and not just on the page in the contract, but in every step of everything that's being delivered. And so once I did that, the art came through, and the things that we've produced on the Dreamville side, or even in my career as a whole on the TV film space, has been incredible. But who I am as a leader really opened up, and the way that I'm able to interact with my team and to craft a brand, that's really authentic and that's really true. And it's because, I had to know as a Black woman that my voice has a place, and that it's valuable, and that it's powerful, and that it has meaning, and that I had to follow and walk that walk and be confident and make sure that I led with that.
Absolutely. You said something that's like so simple, but it is also the one thing that people always forget is like everyone sitting in this room is a one of one. Everyone, right? Billions of years before, billions of years after, there'll never be another you. So anytime somebody tries to lump you in or say that you're a dime a dozen or put you in a group or do anything like that, they are taking your power away from you. The one thing that you always have to remember is no one is going to look at something the way you look at it, so you might as well give it to them. And like people, that's the one thing they take away specifically from our youth when we're kids. They group us by our shoes, by our clothes, by all kinds of things, but we're rare and we have power. That's amazing, an amazing point that you just made. Bomani, you were the guy for me and remain the guy for me that like when I'm watching ESPN or something, but it's a lot of white dudes talking, I'm like, all right, get to Bo. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of pressure. Now I did that. Oh, it's not for you. Oh, you don't, it doesn't.
I mean, for what though, right? Like, the only pressure comes is if in that position I take on the obligation of speaking for every single Black person that's here, which is unfair to me and is unfair to them, because it kind of ties back into the concept that the white man ain't gonna listen to one of us at a time, right? So this one person thereby becomes a representative, and that's not fair to other people. I'm out here doing this for me, right? Now, number two on those matters, I'm better at it than they are. Like, what I got to worry about? Like dead up. You can name every time that I've sat down on television and somebody has subsequently embarrassed me or showed me that I did not know what I was talking about. If you can name it, I'd love to see it. There's nothing to be afraid of.
No, I mean, you got a lot of, I've seen it. I've seen you got a long list of people you didn't got. Will Kane's up there, like a bunch of people that just felt the wrath of Bomani. That's interesting. When I was at TMZ, I had to feel, I was like, yo, there's no Black in this room, so I gotta be.
We all had the same realization just now. We all did the same thing just now. I'm like, oh, that's him.
Oh, y'all see me now? I'll redo it for you. You are not thinking at all, Kanye.
Hilarious.
Like, do you do that? Do you stop and do that for people at the airport? They're like, I know you from somewhere. Hold on,
I
watch
know
this.
you from somewhere. Where are you from? Oh, yeah, guys. So y'all was just fake before. Damn. No, but like it's interesting though, and because when I was there, I sometimes felt the need to do that because I felt that our experience was being so underrepresented that I had to overrepresent. You've never felt that way being alone in those spaces?
And so I grew up in Houston, but I went to school in a town called Waller, Texas, population 1,493 when I was there. And I was that dude in the room there. So to give you context, Sandra Bland was arrested on the road in Waller County that runs right through there by Prairie View. Like, that's where I went to school. I didn't even feel it then. Like, it's just, for me, this is what I think.
Right.
Like, for better or worse, we all get to feel the way that we do. We all get to think whatever it is that we think. And if somebody asks a question, you tell them what you think. Like, the thing that works for me above all else is people believe that I mean what I say. Doesn't matter if you agree with me necessarily, right? The currency is in the sincerity. The currency is in the ability that people have to trust that you mean what you say. And so if you start taking on a bit too much of this, Now you're trying to speak to a few too many people at one time. You're not just trying to speak to them. If you're trying to speak for them, you don't even necessarily know what it is that those people want to say. So you can take in, the best thing you do is take in the world that's around you, get as much of that information together as you can, and what moves you and what burns you or whatever it is, and just tell the truth. I'm not even talking some of that tell your truth stuff, because that's normally when people are lying. You know what's true, you know what's not. And you know what's opinion, and people have room to feel differently either way. But no matter how eloquently anything that I speak for quote unquote everybody, somebody that's part of everybody gonna be like, that's not how I feel at all.
Right. Yeah.
So all you can do is yours.
Absolutely. Pinky, for you, you have started a very successful business and really cemented a brand. And there are a lot of steps that go into building that particular path to power. You have to have the idea, you have to have the hustle, but at some point, you have to access the capital to get it started. There are probably a lot of people out there that want to follow in your footsteps. What advice would you give to them trying to get the capital together to go and pursue their dreams?
So I'll give y'all some practical advice. So if you have a business idea and you want to take it to the next level, I bootstrapped my whole business up until just recently, right? And that's because I'm moving from growing this company in Atlanta to scaling this company around the world. And in order to really scale, you need an injection of capital to be able to do that. But when I started, I used my own money. So for the people who are starting a business, if you got decent credit, apply for a credit card. Well, actually, let me go even before that. Get you an LLC. Once you get the LLC, then you apply for a bank account. Once you get the bank account, get a cell phone and the name of the business and start paying the bill for about 3 months. After you do that, you apply for a card, a credit card. If they don't give you an unsecured card, they're going to give you a secured card where you show that like you can pay the bills and you're responsible. Once you do that and you continue to do that, then your credit will increase. Now here you are, you got $10,000 on a credit card that you can start your business. There's something called OPM. Does anybody know what that is? Other people's money, right? So it feels good to use other people's money to take the risk that you always wanted to take. So when you use other people's money through that credit card, you can begin to fund your business. So for example, you got a food truck and it's named Slutty Vegan and you want to start out, right? It costs about $3,500 to wrap a food truck, right? It costs you $50,000 to get a food truck. You already got good business credit. So you walk in and apply for credit, put $1,000 down, and boom, you got a food truck. Instagram is free. TikTok is free, Facebook is free, Twitter is free. Now you got free marketing channels to be able to promote your business. And then beyond all of that, you got a whole story. What is your story? I come from the hood, or I come from Alaska and I was the only black person, and here is my story, and this is the reason why I started this business. So when you want to start a business and grow it and you have little to no capital, it really is easy. I just gave all of y'all just some free game just now. Like, it's not hard at all. And there's a second piece to this, right? So many people come up to me and be like, well, I need money to grow my business. No, you need a story, and your story has to paint a picture that's so valuable and so unforgettable that people are banging on your door. Look, I make this joke that I'm like a stripper, right? Investors knocking on my door all the time trying to throw money at me. I ain't never had to pitch nothing. And the reason why that is because when, again, I got to go back to this confidence thing. And this really is a confidence and relationship game when you're growing a business. But when you put something in place that's so buttoned up, people have no choice but to want to be a part of your vision. That's any great business. That's the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Dreamvilles. All of those businesses really set themselves up in a way that money was being thrown at them. But starting at the grassroots, get the card and get your injection of capital in the long run, and I promise you, all the things that you want, you're gonna get.
Quick follow-up for y'all. I just want to know something. That's such amazing information. Where did you learn that?
Instagram University, YouTube University, Google University. Look, and that's a real question because they ain't teaching that in school.
Absolutely not.
Shout out to Dr. French, who's gonna put an entrepreneur program in the mass media arts department somewhere, right? Okay. I just made that up, but I think that that's very necessary. But we really not learning that in school, right? I learned about like credit and like making sure that you pay your bills on time because I had a strict Jamaican mother that's like, you need to be responsible, and what's wrong with you if you didn't wash them dishes and pay your bills, right? But it would be so dope to have programs like this at CAU and other HBCUs to talk about financial literacy, to talk about how to open up a business. Everybody has a business within them, right? We just got to be able to activate it and utilize the resources and other people's platforms to get there. So, you know, I give a lot of free advice on my page, and hopefully we get to do something in CAU. So all the people who want to start businesses, right? Dr. French, you heard that?
Yeah, that entrepreneur class that you was talking about, we already got that at Southern, just to let you know.
You said, we got, you said what happened?
We already got that at Southern.
What'd you say?
I missed.
We don't really have it, but I just wanted to say that
What did he say?
because I feel alone, you know?
Oh, so y'all have an entrepreneur program here? Oh, so I need to be in there teaching that, dropping them gems. What's up? Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay. School me. Let me come. Invite me. I'm there. Yeah.
Jackie, for you, you are a very active mentor to young black ladies that want to get into the business. And that's super impressive, important, should I say, in our line of work. Has to be. Like, the one thing that I love to do more than anything is talk to kids who want to get on because it seems like it's impossible sometimes. I want to know two things from you. Number one, what's the best advice you got when you were trying to build your career? And what's the advice that you give to all the young ladies that want to follow in your footsteps to have their voice heard like yours is?
Wow, I got so much great advice coming up, but I think one of the, I was lucky to have been exposed to so many great people who wanted to pour into me on my way up. I guess the best piece of advice that I had early on, this is early on, and it was to just everything you can read it. Read everything, books, magazines, pamphlets, everything, just lean into everything. It's broaden your base of knowledge. Just constantly be a student. Never feel like you know everything you need to know, especially in journalism, right? Especially in broadcasting. You want to just absorb everything and learn everything that you can. I think that was the best piece of advice that I got, and I follow that to the letter to this day. I think the best advice that I give to the young students that I mentor, and I do it constantly, and I particularly look for interns from CAU. I had a program where I brought students from Clark up to New York, the regroup. I did it for 3 summers straight. It was such a great program. American Airlines flew the ladies up there. You know, we had a restaurant that would feed them every Tuesday and Thursday. City College put them up in the dorms for free. I got internships for each and every student for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they had workshops with me and other professional journalists in New York City. They met with Robin Roberts. They met with Soledad O'Brien. I mean, it was a great 13-week boot camp. And it was hard because it was Monday through Saturday. They had an 11 p.m. curfew because I wasn't losing anybody's child up in New York City. So they had 11 p.m. curfew. They could not drink while they were there. And it was for juniors and seniors. It was a great program, and I did it for 3 summers in New York, and it was great. The thing that I try to and I still to this day, I recruit interns from Clark Atlanta University. That's the first place that I look because I like to make sure, when I was in Lexington, Kentucky, we had an intern who came from Northwestern University, where I ended up going to graduate school after I left Clark. Peter Alexander was his name. You probably know him. He is a reporter, anchor for NBC. I think he does the weekend show now. There's so many things going on right now, I can't keep up. But anyway, when he came to Lexington as an intern, he was doing live shots. And if anybody who understands how journalism works, an intern is not doing live shots on the air. He was doing that because when he was at Northwestern, he just had a different opportunity. I wanted to make sure that I gave students at Clark Atlanta University the opportunity to be as competitive as students from other schools when they showed up for jobs. And so what I try to instill in those students more than anything with my interns is really find a way or make one. Don't feel defeated. It is, you have to go above and beyond. You have to be twice as good. All those things that they tell you are absolutely true. It is that you just, but it's like if I have an intern say to me, if I give them an assignment and they come back to me and say, well, you know, I couldn't find this, or this person didn't call me back. And I'm like, you're waiting on a call? You know, if you send an email or whatever and someone doesn't respond, you follow up, you call them, you track them down. That's what you learn as a journalist. You get it done. You find a way or you make one. That is the thing, really, that I still push and try to instill in young people that I work with.
Amazing. So I'm going to ask everybody the same question now. And whoever is quickened to answer first can answer, and then we'll just, you know, go ahead. So we're talking right now, and we're sort of doing it sort of retrospectively. You guys are all looking back on how you got to where you are, but also looking at 4 people who are in the middle of amazing careers and have amazingly bright futures, as bright and as powerful as some of the stuff that we've just reflected on. And a very serious question, simple question, but what is it that you still want to do? You're looking at an audience of kids and people who would, a lot of them would hope to be as successful as you are one day, but your journey, your story isn't finished being told. What else do you feel like you have to give? What happens now? See? Mm-hmm.
So something that was a real big dream of mine, I'm actually doing it now. I signed an artist, I created a record label and signed the artist to that record label. Yeah. And I put that artist, so I did a competition on Slutty Vegan's page, and 500 submissions, and whoever had the best verse about Slutty Vegan, I was gonna put them on a song with the Grammy Award winning artist. Well, I did that. And I put that person on the song with a Grammy Award winning artist, and we're about to launch that. And that part is scary, so I commend you, because I don't know the first thing about working in the music industry. But it's such a big goal of mine because I grew up around music. My mother was like a local celebrity. She's the lead singer of a reggae band, so I grew up going to shows, and I've always had an ear for music. And now I don't know how to rap. I try, but I don't know how to rap. But to be able to do that and check that off of my list just shows me that really nothing is impossible. Like if you really focus and put your heart and your mind to it, you can achieve it. And I'm working on that now, and I can't wait to really like check that off my list as something that I never thought that I could do, that I'm doing, and it feels so good to be a part of that process.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yo, we gotta talk after the show. If you start a record label, you know, it's my time. I got.
Come on, let's go. What's up? Give me 16.
Been waiting for a long time for my break.
I was waiting for Pinky to answer that question because when did we meet? We had a meeting like a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of months ago, and she was just telling me everything that she's involved in now, which she has so many incredible things on the horizon, aside from things that are right now. You all have no idea. So when you asked that question, I was like, what is she going to say? Because she's doing everything.
By the way, we're doing a TV show together, so stay tuned for that. So that's one other thing that I'm checking out for.
Amazing. Well, I guess now, Jackie, it's your turn to answer the question and talk about something. Yeah.
No, I just had to say that because this woman is amazing. And everything that she thinks of, I was just sitting in her office watching her work, and she's like, you know what, that's a good idea. So-and-so, let's do this. And boom, it's off. The idea, like she's so audacious. I love you. I love you too. I love the way that she thinks, and I love the way that you work. And my wig is just giving me so many issues today. This wig. But for me, I am at a place, and Pinky will tell you this because we talk often, and one of the main things I ask her about is, when do you sleep? When do you rest? For me, it is matching my personal wellness with my success. You take it for granted, but listen to me. If you don't start to think about it now, if you don't start to lean into it now, I know so many people who are very successful, who are exhausted, whose personal lives are in shambles right? Because they work. They're gonna sleep when they die, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard anybody say. I hate that. I'm gonna sleep when I die. Stop it. Don't. Sleep now. Rest now. You know what I mean? Eat, no, but really, leaning into the, I've always really been into health, but now I'm really into it, and into wellness, right? Into mental wellness, getting therapy, being mentally well is so important. It is just as, no, it's more important than the career success that you can have. It's so important. And so for me, it is about getting to the point, getting to the space where my mental wellness and my physical wellness matches my career success. That's what I aspire, where I just, you know what I mean? I wake up in the morning and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to this day, not, you know, here we go again, and I'm crawling in the bed at night, and it's like, you know what I mean? Oh, you know, it's like, what did I forget to do? Waking up in the middle of the night. And there are people who live that life, and I have been there. And I don't want to be that anymore. I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And well. It's so important, and it is underrated.
It is. It is.
So,
and it's something that, go ahead.
I was going to say, so Jackie has me up here. I'm twitching my leg, if y'all haven't noticed, because that was a word for me.
So real.
That was so real. I'm up here real nervous, because I am definitely a workaholic, and everything she just said is probably the biggest thing that I struggle with. And we'll get there, but I did want to share, you know, personal-wise, I think that is definitely a goal for me. But I'm one of those people, I always like to do new things, I always like to learn. We're at a place at Dreamville that's super exciting for us. We started, you know, as a record label 14 years ago. It was founded by J. Cole. Got some fans in the audience, as well as Ibrahim Hamad and Adam Roy. And so they took a record label, which has now grown to 7 artists and 2 super groups with our partners at Interscope. And we have built that into a multi-platform company. And I'm privileged to be at the helm of guiding, you know, the next phase of Dreamville, as well as the other amazing executives that we have on our team. But I also run on a day-to-day Dreamville Studios, which is our TV, film, podcast, and digital arm. We've produced some amazing things, and we have some big announcements that I cannot say here because I'm saving for the press releases that are to come. But I'm really excited about what we're creating in the narrative space and taking someone's voice like a Cole and the artists that we have, and who, hands down, Cole is the best storyteller that I ever met. It's how he got me over here to Dreamville, you know, to run it. So figuring out what's our voice, you know, in this space from that point of view. We're also building out, you know, our publishing side. We've expanded our Dreamville Festival to 2 days, which is incredible. So that's happening. It's going down April 2nd and 3rd. I'm going to promote us a little bit. Just give me a second. We're almost there. We have a big company. April 2nd and 3rd in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is really incredible. And we have a fantastic team. It's the best of Coachella, but you actually get to experience everything, you know? You're not in lines. You're actually enjoying the music and the art and the culture that comes together there. We also have our apparel company. We have some Dreamville people today. I see hoodies in the audience. But that is a huge multi-million-dollar business for us. A lot of our proceeds from our apparel, we team up with collaborators and go back into the community or to other impact organizations, which is super important. We also have our agency business. I'm almost done. We got a lot under our umbrella, but we do a lot of creative campaigns and third-party ads from folks from Puma to the NBA to our artists themselves to the tour and stage design. And we're building out our impact team and our foundation. We have a really great operations team. So that's the scope of what we're doing over here. And we're doing a little bit of every and anything. You know, we just brought a Pro-Am basketball league that we launched in the summer called the Shy League that was really successful, that we partnered with Wilson on. Like, we're moving in spaces that, you know, we've only dreamed of. And so that's incredibly exciting. And the biggest thing is that we're moving together as a unit with our artists, with our fans, you know, with our executives, and we're doing it in a way that's different.
Wow. Hey, Van. Van. Right here. Hey, we wanted to allow for some questions for students.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So you just don't give a
Well,
damn
Bomani
about what
didn't
I want to
answer
do
the
with the rest of my
question.
life, huh?
What about his
I was
future?
about to get to it, but you scared the hell out of me.
In a moment, we wanted to take some questions from students. Just want to give you a heads up.
That's what I was about to say. My dreams don't matter no more. My man got not only that, you put a spotlight on it.
That's all I'm saying. And like, if this band, at first I thought he had come back. I'm like, oh, okay, Lord, I'm ready to go. All right, we now begin the Q&A portion of it. So anyone can step up.
Oh, y'all really are not going to...
No, bro, go ahead and get your thing out. I just want to have somebody waiting.
No,
Go ahead. And get
No, we good. Because it's funny. Because the thing for me is I have no idea what I have left to give. No, but I mean, but I think there's something to that. So for me, if you were to ask me professionally, like, is there a dream or something that you would want to do? I could very clearly tell you, I would want to host my own show on HBO.
Wow.
Okay, but we here now.
Right.
You know, so now that that is it, it's like, what is beyond that? Like, on a number of levels, I could say, if I'm lucky, this will be the last job I ever have. That might be the case if the thing gets canceled after 1 year, that might be the best thing that happened. Because I can look at everything that's happened to me up until this point. When I personally, like, I don't recommend everything about this to people, but when I'm like, yo, this is this thing I want, I'm going to go get it, you can real easily shoehorn your way into something that the idea of doing it is better than what you actually have happen once you do. And those are the things that haven't always necessarily worked out. What has worked out for me, though, being broadly prepared, because everything in my business changes every 5 minutes. And so what I'm doing right now might not be the thing that pays, might not be the thing that feels good, it might not even be the thing that the audience wants. At some point, something else is going to come up that I had never thought about, that I had never considered, and that's going to wind up being the lane. Right? Like, I didn't plan to get into sports right. I didn't plan to do radio. I didn't even plan to do television. Like, it just wound up happening because when those opportunities came, I was prepared and I did that preparation, not even so much with anything in mind as much as I got to be as good at this as I can be when it goes. So I got a whole lot more to give, I'm sure. It's entirely possible that it's in a realm that has not even existed. Right, that as of now does not stand. That's going to come up, and then it's going to be like, oh, this is the thing that I see, and then, you know, this is going to be the way for me to do it. But I think that's the biggest thing is when whoever you are and you think about whatever there is for you to do next, we don't even know what next is going to look like. Like, if you don't know what your bag is right now, that ain't the worst thing in the world. If you know it, go get it. If you don't, be ready for something to come up. But don't feel, you know, but you can't feel bad about it, because even standing here right now, what's after this? I don't know.
Word. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's wise words. Wise words. Be open, be ready, be watered. All right, now we are going to the students here, Q&A. Go ahead, sister.
So first of all, I want to say thank you so much, you guys, for coming back and pouring back into the community that helped to bring you all to where you are, because that's so important. So first of all, thank you so much. I'm Kaylin Uddyback. I am a senior economics major from Detroit, Michigan. Amen. And you guys all kind of touched on it. We're all at a place in our lives right now where we're trying to figure out where we're trying to go next, or, you know, get the gears going to get where we're supposed to be going. But I guess what I'm trying to figure out is there's so many things I'm interested in. There's so many places and people who I want to be and go and see, but it's hard to figure out where to start. So do you have any ideas or any tips or, you know, from your personal lives or the people who you work with on a day-to-day basis? How do you just get started, and how do you figure out, where to start?
Okay, so I'll start. So that's a great question. I'm the type of person that I got a new idea every 10 minutes, right? Like, literally, like, if we sit having a conversation, like, I'm going to come up with a million ideas. To a fault, right? Because my focus, I just want to do great at all of these things. But what I realized that I need to do, and what I've been doing in Slutty Vegan that has been working for me, is Slutty Vegan is the umbrella. That's the thing that I would do for free, right? And when I say for free, I'm vegan. I've been vegan almost 8 years. I like to serve my friends vegan food. I enjoy them eating vegan food, thinking it's not vegan, and be like, oh, this is vegan? Like, I love that, right? So now I get to do that and teach people who would have never otherwise been interested in vegan food about vegan food, and then I get paid to do it. right? So I use Slutty Vegan as the umbrella. And now all of the big ideas that I have, I put it under the Slutty Vegan umbrella. So you got Slutty Vegan, then you got the movie, Modern Day Good Burger. Then you got the documentary about the rise of Slutty Vegan. By the way, I used to work in TV, so now I can put the worlds that I love in the same place. Then I got a book. I'm doing a book. Like all of these big ideas, crazy ideas, just like Dreamville. I was laughing over here because the same things that y'all are doing are the same exact things that Slutty Vegan is doing, but we're not limited, right? So when you think about the thing that you want to do to really jumpstart your career and your entrepreneurial journey or whatever it is that you want to do, focus on that core thing first that makes your belly leap. That thing that you can't stop thinking about. And that is the thing that you start with and perfect that and make that really good. And once you automate that thing, then it'll create legs for all the other big things that you want to do.
Something I heard interesting in that, though, you correct me if I'm wrong, and I think this is something, I always tell people it's okay if you don't know what you want to do right now, which is crucial, but I think something else that's crucial in what you said is, worked in television and then went and did this other stuff, and I'm sure there are things that you learned working in television to do this, that, and they seem like disconnected ideas, right? So wherever you start, you're gonna pick up something that you can take wherever it is. Like, you gotta think about these things, and I'm glad you're an economics major, I'm an economics major. It's a thought process. You learn how to think about things, and that's crucial, because what you are going to have is the ability to break down a situation according to this discipline that's applicable in a whole bunch of things. So you're gonna start where you start, but wherever you start, you're gonna learn something that is going to matter in the place you go. It don't matter that much what the first thing is.
Okay. Amazing. And take advantage of being a student. One of the things, when I was at CAU in my junior year, there was a reporter from WSB that came to speak to our class. And I just went up to her and asked her if I could spend the day with her. At the time, I was a print major. I just knew I wanted to write magazines. I wanted to be a writer. Who wanted to be on TV? Not me, right? So I didn't want to do TV, but after I went and spent the day with her and saw what she did as a television journalist, I was like, this is what I want to do. I love this. Take advantage of being a student. Anything you think you might want to do. Find someone who is doing it. Ask if you can shadow them. Go and see. Because I tell you, I had an internship as a newspaper writer one summer, and I absolutely hated it. But I thought that's what I wanted to do. But it took me being on the job, and I even had front page stories in that internship, but it wasn't, I thought it was what I wanted to do. So take advantage of being a student. People want to help students. Anything you think that you want to do. Because as an economics major, you can do so much, right? So anything you're even thinking about, call up somebody. Can I come and shadow you? Can I come and talk to you? I'm a student, right? They'll say yes. And if they don't, find somebody else. You know what I mean? And also lean into things while you're trying to figure it out. Don't be afraid to volunteer on the weekends when you have some free time, when you go home for the holidays. Volunteer and do things that not only look good on your resume, but are great conversation pieces when you're having interviews. Oh, guess what I did? I built houses and da-da-da. I went to here and I did this. Do things that are going to look good on your resume, make you sound interesting, or you are interesting when you do these things in interviews, and also help you build your character. Lean into that. You may not know exactly what you want to do, but just kind of, you know, volunteer, talk to some people, figure it out. Like Bomani said, you don't have to know right now, but lean into some things that are going to help you find out.
That's really the one of the best advice. You just got to try. You just got to do. And I think by those experiences, you'll figure out some doors may naturally close. You know, some things you'll realize are really hobbies instead of something you want to pursue as a profession. So I think you got some really great advice out here. And if you just start diving in and trying some things out, I think it's going to lead you down the right path. But what Bomani said, nobody started, none of our careers were a straight line. You know, it's not going to be that way. So just enjoy the journey and take those little nuggets along the way, and it'll lead you to where you want to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Hearing
for
all
the
these
question.
gems back home. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. All right. We want to make sure we stay on time, so just, if we could, we're going to do a little thing here. Quicker question, quicker answer. Cool? All right, good. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. My name is Christina Williams. I'm a senior political science major from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And my question is for Ms. Jackie Reed. We saw that this series highlighted the role of the media in fueling racial stereotypes and harmful narratives about people of color. As a TV host and journalist, how have you worked throughout your career to challenge and/or correct these narratives?
Ooh, child. Does it have to be a short answer?
You asked for quick questions and quick answers.
Wow. Oh, boy, that's hard. You know what? It goes back to what I was saying earlier about knowing who you are. Because in this business, particularly in TV news, you are trained or you're expected to be very objective. So you're expected not to take a side on a Colin Kaepernick, right? Just report it. Just cover the story. But there are instances where you have to be who you are. I had to be who I am as a black woman, and I had to speak up, not only in a newsroom meeting, but on the air. And so it goes back to what I said, knowing who you are, and that's how I battle it. Listen, I am that girl. You know, I am that girl in the office that's like, wait a minute, why are we, you know, because I do lifestyle entertainment. It's like, why are all of our models white? Why are there no black women here? Why? Like, I'm constantly fighting those battles, but I have throughout my entire career. But it is not feeling like, oh, here comes Jackie again with that stuff. Not even worrying about that. Saying what needs to be said. That's it. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
Good evening to all the panelists. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I am Madison Forney. I proudly serve as the sophomore class vice president from Roseville, Michigan. My question is generalized to all of the panelists. Specifically in episodes 3 and 4, we see Colin being subliminally scrutinized based on the color of his skin. But he stayed faithful to himself, growing up in a society that pressures you to become another statistic. How are you all able to not only continuously motivate yourself to be a standard, but also set boundaries for yourself to not conform to societal habits?
Jesus. The Lord.
Bomani, that's yours.
I mean, for me, that was never my burden, to be honest. One thing I was fortunate with my parents, who I think are here, but I can't see because of the lights, is I was ingrained with a real sense of like African history before American history, and I never believed for a second in my life that there was anything lesser about being black. Never did. So like that level of scrutiny that people are under, and a lot of times I honestly feel bad for them because that's a burden that I never felt. Not that I was never around white folks, but I started with a foundation that I was never looking at them as being something that I aspired to or anybody that had room for them to judge me. That wasn't it. Like, my mother worked at this institution when I was born. I went here, like all of this is kind of the world of things that I've been around for the majority of my life, and I knew that they was cold. So for me, they were never going to be able to make me feel that way. And I knew with the life I lived and the people that I went to school with, even a lot of them wished they had the parents and the good fortune that I had in that regard. So one thing just to always remember, no matter who you are about this, is the more white people you're around, the less impressive they become. Like it's because it's not idealized notions. They are human beings like we are human beings. They fail as we sometimes fail. It's all circumstantial. So to me, how did I avoid that? Their opinion just ain't that damn important. It never has been and it never will be.
So they are desperately trying to wrap this up.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister. But I want to get at least one more, because you guys been waiting. Just one more question. Just be concise here and concise here, and then we're going to get to JID.
All right. Well, greetings. I am Autumn Epps, a senior business administration major with a concentration in marketing from Baltimore, Maryland. I currently serve as the Student Government Association undergraduate president, and just on behalf of not only alumni relations, on behalf of the student body presented and for you, on behalf of President French and the administration, we would just like to present our lovely alumni with not only the words of wisdom and the gems that you dropped today, but just being that beacon of light for Clark Atlanta University and motivating the students here today. So I would just like to present these all to you, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Get y'all a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jay, we got something too. These flowers, I'm taking them home. Ain't bring me nothing. You guys, give it up for your amazing panelists.
Thank you, everybody.
He wants to know, he says he doesn't know if his parents are here. Okay. You guys, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more time for your amazing panel.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, you gotta. Hey, wait, they want to do the whole picture.
Names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit.
Thanks
the
for
real one's
the
been down,
Jake
the fake
Paul
ones
song.
are slick. The game is off balance, I'm back on my The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it. You all on my, I'm all in my bag, as hard as it get. I do not store powder, I might take a sip, I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no pill, but you do as you wish. I roll with some fiends, I love them to death. I got a few mil, but not all of them rich. What good is the bread if my is broke? What good is first class if my
Hey.
That's my next mission, that's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my more chips. Just put the rolling right back on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy, he gave me a gift. Back when the rap game was praying like this.
Is this number one?
Legends cannot coexist, but I never beef with it for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame. It won't be cause my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest little sneakers. It won't be cause some slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you, little niggas, I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you came. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thinking you now. Was watching you when you was paving the ground. I copied your cadence, I mirrored your style. I studied the greats, I'm the greatest right now. If you feel me, you ain't got a choice. I ain't do no promo, still made all that noise. This shit gon' be different, I set my intentions. I promise to slap all that hate out your voice. You been counting me out, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it. You all on my
questions.
I just poured something in my cup. I've been promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm will make you rich. Put it on their neck, I got them if it ain't about the swat, I don't give a pistol in your hand, I'm dead in the middle of two generations. I'm little bro and big bro all at once. Just left the lab with young 21 Savage. I'm about to go on me, chicken for lunch. Had a long talk with the young Kodak. Reminded me of young from Phil. Straight out the project, no faking, just honest. I wish that he had more guidance for real. Too many in cycle of jail, spending their birthdays inside of a cell. We coming from a long bloodline of trauma. We raised by our mamas, Lord, we gotta heal. We hurting our sisters, the babies as well. We killing our brothers, they poison the well. Distorted self-image, we settle the fail. I'ma make sure that the real gon' prevail. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm will make you rich. Put it on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the swat, don't give a pistol in your hand don't make you rich.
No problem. Hey, hold on for a second. Y'all can't break out yet. We got a performance from Jid coming up. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But we gotta, y'all sit down. We not done. We got a performance from Jid coming up.
Fulfilled. Listen, even back when we was with my team ill, Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville. Talk to him. One time for my LA sisters. One time for my LA. Lame chicken can't tell the difference. One time for a who knows. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
We're not leaving yet. We got Jid coming out real quick. You guys can chill right here.
One more. Check. Hey. 1, 2. 2. Hey.
My memory, I couldn't find one. Last night I was getting my feet rubbed.
Check.
Not Trina, but I swear to God, it's magic. Make you call your girl up and tell her, hey, what's good? Sorry, I'm never coming home, I'ma stay for good. Then hang the phone up, then proceed to later wood. I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods. Ain't got no shame about it. She think I'm spoiled and I'm rich cause I can have any. Got defensive and said, nah, I was the same without it. But then I thought back to a better me.
Before I was a B-list celebrity, before I started calling bitches so heavily. Back when you could get a platinum plat without no melody, you wasn't sweating me. One time for my LA sisters, one time for my LA. Lame, you can't tell the difference. One time for a who knows. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved.
I definitely will. He'll be out here
She
in a
don't wanna
second.
be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. I want a real love, dark skin and Aunt Viv love. That Jada and that real love. That leave a toothbrush at your crib love. And you ain't gotta wonder whether that's your kid love. Again, I don't want no from reality shows. Out of touch with reality. Out in Hollywood, bringing back 5 or 6 them, then we kick them to the door. You know how it goes. She deserve that. She a bird. It's a bird trap. You think if I didn't rap, she would flirt back? Taking off her skirt, let her wear my shirt before she leave.
All right,
I'ma need
if
my shirt
everybody,
back.
y'all get back in y'all seats. Jid is about to come out. You guys are very excited about it. That's right. Now, we were all excited, but the littest part of Liddy Night has not happened yet. Yeah. Cool. All right. Looks like we're ready to go. Y'all tried to leave. Y'all tried to break out. Y'all tried. Saw some Jid fans that wanted to be up here at the top. I love them. Well, let's bring them out. Dreamville recording artist Jid. Come out. Where is Jid? He's here. My man. What up? What's up, man? How you doing, man? Nice
Cool,
to
bro. How
meet
you
you too,
doing?
bro. So I learned something about you, man.
What's up?
You play college football.
Yeah.
Like, what did you play? Where did you play? How do you transition from being a football player to a rapper? By the way, one question: why do they love you so much, bro?
What's up with y'all? I don't even know. That's crazy. I don't know. I stopped. I wasn't tall enough. I just stopped. I got tired of tackling like big people and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm over this. I could use my gifts a little bit better. So
Besides, you're
that's
gonna
all
get
it
it with
was.
the rhymes, right?
Yeah.
So you done followed your passion, followed your dream, and now you're here. You walk out on the stage, screaming fans everywhere. What kind of chance did you take? Like, what was it like for you to make that transition from doing something you thought you wanted to do to doing what you were really called to do?
I guess it's just like it's a faith type thing, you know what I'm saying? The evidence of thing not seen, just like going after it, not trying to, I guess, like wallow in the things that didn't work out. So that's just all it was, just believing in myself.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
enough talking. They don't want to talk to me anymore. I was cool until you came out here.
Oh my
so
God.
with no further ado, you guys, Dreamville recording artist Jid, he about to do something for y'all.
What's up with y'all? Thank y'all for being here. This whole event is beautiful, bro. There's so many beautiful black faces out here. I'm just finna rap. Y'all ain't gotta stand up or nothing. I'm trying to not cuss and be like civil. So let's do this, bro. This first song is about the Tuskegee experiments. I'm so serious. It's literally about that. Like, I just gotta get it off. It's called Skegee, literally. Let's try it. Oh my God, it's like my second time ever performing it. Let me know when you're ready, bro. I'm not finna turn up. It's not finna be turned up. It's finna be a lesson. Yeah. Check, look, take a chance, have faith, my lad. You got all of the same tools all the greats have had. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 hands. You can watch, listen more than you speak. Take advantage, you peep. All the karma that come with making the cream, the crop full of demons providing you what you need. They got what's your thing? Alcohol or the lean? Put the coke inside the weed, seasoning the greens. Rap game turned from the singers to the fiends, but I'm in between. Y'all mean I ain't talking team, but I had a dream like King, touching on this pretty little queen. I mean, point me to the cheese, niggas talking cream. Park the car, I'm about to park the seeds and move a mountain for money. Nothing keeping me from getting to you, getting to me. Marvin G, Tammy T, but keep your eyes peeled for something you have never not seen. That's verse 1. All right.
From high school, I went to college here, then Tuskegee Institute. While in college, I had a professor that I was really impressed with. He got me interested in politics.
Look,
he was the first black councilman
check,
in the state.
y'all. Take a chance, have faith, my lad. You got all of the same tools all the greats have had. Maybe lesser than that. Way back when I was putting on my football cap, this institution came recruiting Little Root for the stats. They set me in the room with my dad and it was cool, but when they left I was glad. And my pops was too. He said that's good at parenting. Reminded me of that school that did them nigga experiments on them black people. Sharecroppers down in Alabama. Damn, it's not too far from Atlanta. It was the 1930s. They did them black folk dirty because of tan. A man was not a man, nigga, your granny wasn't grand. A scammer to the plan would go recruit a root with stupid niggas and shoot him up with syphilis instead of shoot to kill him. That's stupid different. The length that y'all trip to catch a nigga slipping, and for what? Cause we look different. Alright,
Anyone with knowledge of that study would be
I got one more verse.
But that study represented, it demonstrated the inhumanity of man.
Check, look, take a chance, have faith. You in last place, take a stand, but don't take the stand for your man's sake. Just a dad trying to put some ham on the damn plate. I'll be glad, nigga. Elbow rubs and handshakes from hands that tie ropes on necks in red states. Another dead black man, I need a damn break. They never gave us a chance, I had to take it. I need all the payments. For every day we suffer all the hatred. I want my granny to shoot the handies with Nancy Reagan. I want emancipation, standing naked at the auction with my out hanging for reparations. No matter how much I say it, they ain't hearing my voice. Cause as long as them crackers paying, ain't much of a choice. And you can shoot a million J's, you probably never be Jordan. Nigga ran for 1,000,000 yards, you still 40 acres short. Dang. All right. That was great. That was one of my favorites. I ain't mess it up too much. I hope I ain't used too much foul language and everything. Again, I just want to thank y'all for having me here, bro. It's just beautiful being in front of my people from my city. Even if you're not from here, you still my people and everything. This next song, it's gonna be a little bit harder to do. But either way, it's just literally about like respecting yourself and just try it, bro. Just do it. It's love, bro. It's just love. Let's just do it. Zoinks, boy. Zoinks. Play this sample first. We're gonna play the sample of the song because we always like show love to the history of music and stuff. Y'all know this one? You know this? Okay. I gotta do it right. You gotta help me out with this too. Y'all niggas need to lay out the drugs. Some of y'all better lay out the dope. My niggas getting it straight off the boat. Pure cut, put it straight to your nose. I ain't nosy, but I know what I know. Mr. Know-It-All, oh here you go. I'm the goat, I never go with the flow. Throwing shots, boys, blow for a blow. I'm the nigga, keep the dough with the dough. I'm the nigga. hoe with the hoe. I'm the nigga with the blunt with the blunt. I'ma get it cause I want what I want. I'ma say the shit again and again. I'ma go and put the shit to an end. I'm the sickest with the pencil with pen. Hit the blunt and mix the hem with the
Wait.
I'ma go ahead and lay off the Zans. I'ma fall back sipping the lean. I gotta make sure my vision is clear. Whole God know it not what it seems. 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toe. You know me. You don't want smoke, so what they gon' be? Gotta watch what you say when you looking at me, looking at God, looking for leaders, looking for kings, look at the pain in your eye. Go look at we been, look at our win, look at our skin, and look at our sins. I've been on the frenzy bench trying to give me a Benz. Your fuzz yet then won't fuck up the ends. Oh God, know where my friends. Lord forgive me, yeah, I need to repent. Mind blurred, need to lay off the drugs. Yeah, God ain't praying enough. Niggas dying, we ain't staying enough. Cops firing, stockpiling, rock while and tell my little niggas lay off the stuff. Ronald Reagan, I can't thank him enough. Nah, I'm playing nigga racist. What? Told my nigga. Pack a puss around me, I'ma take 'em and throw 'em away. If you smoke 'em around me, I'ma break 'em. And we almost got in the fight, and I'm talking about dead, finna fade us. Maybe I did too much. Fuck it, I love my nigga, I'ma save 'em. And he probably thinking I'm a player hater. I don't hate a player, I just need all my niggas to wake up and take a real good look. We a long way from Decatur. Long days still ahead of us, wrong days still scared of us. I'm just working my incredible, stick my in the inevitable. Fuck whatever habit, fucking cinematic sins of the father. I'm a fucking addict, understand addiction, so I'm sympathetic. But I know that I gotta be strong. I ain't trying to be where I don't belong. Lil syrup sipping out of a phone. Lil powder put the pot in the bone. I ain't tripping, I ain't saying it's wrong. But it's some other shit we could be on. That was a lot of information. I'm sorry about that, bro. I just had to get it off. I hope y'all enjoying yourselves. Thank y'all. All right, I feel like I got like one more. See, that's not even about what is going on in here. That's like, so I can't even do 151. That's like some hood business. I do working out. Is that cool? Or down bad? Let's do down bad. All right, yeah, we'll do down bad just for the you know what I'm saying? I wish Nudie was here. Love. They standing up. Y'all turn. Shit.
Yeah, I am the king of the E. Hey, get it at the DJ. It's I am the sit where we play. We got to where we play. Oh yeah, come through the city, we gon' chop. Just like some
Look.
Stick, go stupid. Start them on their
Dang,
own.
okay, little dirty nappy headed East Atlanta nigga father said that was a force. 44 Hank and Chrome wanna make it home, then get at the porch. Let a nigga cook faded for, I had to fade a nigga at the faded for. It's tomato with tomato, either way, the boy the greatest player, I was saying no more. I was just messed up, I was down bad. I had to tighten the club, but I'm here with the crown. Board of Education versus Brown, I was bored with the education left the town. Fuck a resume, fuck a cap me down, fuck a background check, background when I get a check. Okay, I was just I was just down bad. I had to tighten the club, but I'm here with the crown. Whoa, I was just I was just down bad. I had to tighten the club, but I'm here with the crown. Whoa. Hey, make some noise one time, Clark Atlanta University. Hey, that's my time, bro. I just came out here to show some love, spread some love. I appreciate y'all receiving me, bro. This is amazing, bro. I'll come back anytime. You already know, album's on the way and all of that good stuff. We cool? Thank y'all, bro. Y'all have a great night, bro. I'm out.
Yo, DJ, drop the beat. Let me get my... Nah, I'm just joking. We really do appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you for showing so much love. Clark Atlanta University, Path to Power, Netflix, Dreamville, everyone. Everybody get home safe. Thank you guys so much. It was an amazing evening.